Hello. So we're going to go through a full body slow flow session today. Take it easy, take your time, make any little adjustments and variations that you need to as we go. You might find a block, one or two blocks are going to be helpful. So if you have yoga blocks, just have them at the top end of your mat. Okay, let us begin. So coming into any comfortable seated pose, so you can be on your shins like this or sitting cross-legged, whatever feels most comfortable for you. But wherever you are, just rest your hands on your legs, sit up tall through your spine, relax the neck and shoulders, and just close the eyes. Take a few moments just to arrive, to land here on your mat. Just taking a couple of breaths in and out, just preparing for our practice by bringing ourselves here into this space. Okay, let's take one more deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, come round onto your hands and your knees. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. And we just go through a few rounds of cat-cow. So drop the belly, lift the gaze as you inhale. And then as you exhale, rounding through the spine, so chin to chest, tailbone towards legs, and press through the hands, stretch through the upper back. And then again, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding, tucking under. And again, inhale. This is such a lovely movement for the spine. Exhale, rounding, tucking under. Last time, inhale, drop the belly, look forwards. And exhale, round, tuck everything under. Okay, tuck all 10 toes under and take your hips back to your heels. Stretch the arms and fingers out in front of you and just lower your head, either between your arms or down to the ground, whatever feels good for you. But just take a couple of breaths, breathing into the back of your body. One more deep breath in and out here. And then as you inhale, come up as if you're doing cat pose. So round through your spine as you draw the shoulders over the hands. And then as you exhale, lower the hips towards the floor. Lift the gaze, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift the hips back up. Take them to your heels, hips to heels. Extended child's pose. Let's do that again, rounding up through the spine. Inhale, cat spine. Exhale, lower the hips towards the floor. Look forward, take a breath in. And exhale, take the hips back to the heels. One more time. Inhale, rounding up through the spine. Exhale, hips dropping to the heels. Take a breath in as you look forwards. And then exhale, take the hips to the heels last time. Nice. Okay, inhale, let's come up into full plank pose. You can either do this as a kneeling plank, shoulders over the hands, or lift the knees up into a full plank pose. Whichever version you're in, lift the belly, keep the legs nice and active in full plank. Take one more full breath in and out. And then lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Feel free to make any little movements here, maybe pedal through the feet, maybe shake the head, but just gently ease your way into the back of the body. Lovely. And then press both heels down to the ground. Fingers spread nice and wide and push the floor away from you. Take a deep breath in and out. And then let's walk the hands to the feet. So coming to the back end of the mat, hands come to the feet. And then from here, bend the left knee deeply, lift the right arm up to the sky, look up to that right hand, nice little spinal twist. And then same on the other side, right hand down, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg and lift the left arm up. Take a deep breath in and out. Lovely, lower the left hand down to the floor now. Now spin all 10 toes out, lower the hips down, finding Malasana or yogic squat. Your hands can stay on the floor if you need to, or elbows on the inside of the knees. Press the knees open as you reach up through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in and out. And then hands to the floor. Straighten the legs and then spin the toes forwards. Now soften the knees slightly, suck the belly to the spine. We're going to slowly come all the way up to standing. You can lift your arms up overhead if you wish, taking a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, cactus the arms. Take the shoulder blades towards one another, open through the heart and the chest. Lovely. And then bring the arms forward, round through the upper back. Again, cactus the arms, deep breath in. Oh, feels so good to open the chest. And then exhale, round the upper back, bring the arms forwards. Last time, inhale, cactus arms. Oh, and exhale, round through the upper back. Wonderful. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And then exhale, folding forward. Little soft bend in the knees if you need to. Relax the head and neck as you find the floor. And then walk the hands forwards, finding your plank pose once again. So either full plank or kneeling plank, your choice. Keep the belly lifted. But what we're going to do here is lift the right leg up just a couple of inches. Hold it here and breathe. Belly engaged. And then draw the right knee to the nose. So drop the nose to the knee, hold here. And then step that right foot between the hands. We're preparing to come up to high lunge here, Anjanasana. So press the back heel away from you, suck the tummy up to the spine, and then when you're ready, lifting the arms up by the ears, finding high lunge. Breathe. Relax the neck and shoulders. Let's take the right arm back behind you, left arm forward, so bring a little twist into our high lunge. Spread the arms nice and wide. And then inhale again, high lunge, both arms by the ears. Exhale, warrior two. So back heel finds the ground. Looking down your right arm. Press firmly through the feet and let the crown of the head float upwards. Wonderful. Reverse warrior. Left hand touches back leg. Right arm pause up and over. And then inhale, come back up. Beautiful. Straighten that front leg. Spin the right toes so they face the same as the left. We're preparing for wide leg forward fold. So hands on the hips to begin with. Inhale, look up, taking a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, folding from the top of your thighs, your hip crease. Nice flat back. Come all the way down, hands on the ground. And bring the hands in line with the feet. Relax the head and neck. Maybe give the head a little shake. Lovely. Walk the hands towards the front foot as you spin on the balls of the feet. Lovely. Look forward, taking a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, straighten that front leg. Pyramid pose. Inhale, bend the front knee again, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Press the back heel down. Last time, inhale, low lunge. And then exhale, pyramid pose. Lovely. Okay, inhale, bend into that front knee once again, hands flat on the floor. And kick the right leg up and back behind you. Let's bend the right knee, drop the heel towards the hips. So we're opening up through the right hip side here. So imagine that your right leg is like a book. You're opening up the right knee like you would open a book. Now you can either stay here, it's a lovely hip opener, or if you wanted to, you could come into Wild Thing. So you would drop your right foot over to the left-hand side, spin on the left foot, and then squeeze through your glutes as you turn and look up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and out. Nice, lovely. Spin back, finding your plank pose once again. Right arm finds the floor. Draw the right knee forwards and step the right foot down to the ground. Now, let's lower the back knee to the floor. Take a little break. Take a breath in as you look forward, opening through the left hip flexors. And then exhale, take the hips back, lift the front toes up off the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, rocking forward, opening through the hip. And exhale, half splits pose. Feels so good on the hamstring, doesn't it, this? Inhale, come forward again. Lift the back knee up and really suck the tummy up to your spine. Now, when you're feeling balanced, bring the hands up underneath the chest in prayer position. We're preparing here for warrior 3. So when you're ready, hop up onto that right leg. So just shorten the stance, that back foot comes up the mat. Find your drishti, a gaze point. And then when you're ready, begin to tip the head and shoulders towards the ground and let that left leg float up behind you. Left toes point down to the floor. Breathing, breathing. Don't hold your breath here. I know it's hard. Squeezing that right glute. One more breath. And then lower the left foot alongside the right. Just come back to standing. Just take a moment, find your balance. We're preparing now for to come into tree pose. But first of all, we're going to lift the left knee up in front of you. Relax the neck and shoulders. Find your balance and breathe. Now slowly, carefully, take the left knee out to the side. Keep flexing the left toes. Hold it here, one more breath. This is really good to help build the strength in your hips. And then we're going to come to tree pose. So you find your version of tree. You might want to bring your right foot on the inside of the left thigh, or you might want to bring it on the calf, or even today you might want to rest your left toes on the floor and rest the left heel on the right ankle. Whichever tree pose feels good for you, please find it. And your hands can be down in front of your chest or reaching up towards the sky again, your choice. Just relax the neck and shoulders. Couple more breaths. Wonderful. If your foot is on the floor, lift that left knee back up in front of you and lower your hands back down in front of your chest. Let's move nice and slow. We're going to come now into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So here we very slowly begin to stretch that left leg back, looking down towards the ground, and then bring your right hand down onto the floor or onto a block. So let's just start by bringing the left hand onto left hip, draw the left shoulder back, and flex the left toes up towards you. So your left leg is really nice and strong here. Almost as if you're kicking the wall down behind you. And then if you wish, lift the left arm up to the sky. You don't have to, it's just an option. Take a couple of breaths. Well done, well done. It's a tricky pose. And then we're going to lower the left leg to the end of the mat, finding warrior 2. So slowly lower down, finding your warrior 2 pose once again. And then straighten that front leg, wide leg forward fold. So the right toes point forward once again. Hands on the hips, take a breath in, look up. And then as you exhale, coming forward, nice flat back. Feel free to bend the knees a little if that feels good for you. And we're going to keep the hands on the hips this time. So folding as deeply as you can. Let the head and neck just melt away. So maybe give the head a little shake. Take another couple of slow, deep breaths as we decompress through the spine. Lovely. Bring the hands to the floor and then walk the hands all the way to the top of the mat as you spin on the balls of the feet and step that right leg back for plank pose. You can do a kneeling plank version if you wish, and I'm going to come down onto my knees because from here we're going to hug the elbows in, draw the tummy to the spine and slowly lower belly and chest down to the ground. Untuck your toes, inhale up to cobra pose, squeezing your glutes here, squeeze your bum in cobra. And then exhale, roll slowly back down. Lovely. Tuck the toes under, suck the belly away from the floor, and then lift back up to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Okay, we're going to do that little sequence on the other side. So when you're ready, inhale, find your plank pose. Hold there for plank, nice strong plank, tummy lifting. And then let that left leg just float up off the floor just an inch or two. Hold it here and breathe. Nice, well done. Bring the left knee forward towards the chest and drop the nose to the knee. I know this is hard work, this one. And then step the left foot between the hands. We're preparing to come up to high lunge. So press the back heel away, tummy towards the spine, and then slowly lift up, finding your Anjanasana. Nice, lovely, well done. Relax the neck and shoulders, no strain at all in the neck. Now we're going to add a little twist here. So left arm reaches back, right arm reaches forwards, spreading the arms nice and wide. And then come back up to high lunge, both arms up by the ears, take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Now I apologise, I'm going to have my back to you, but hopefully you know your warrior twos well enough. As you exhale, reverse your warrior, back hand touches back leg, pull the left arm up and over. Wonderful, inhale, come back up to warrior two. Now straighten that front leg, spin the left toes so they face the right side of the mat. We're preparing again for a wide leg forward fold. So this time we're going to interlock the fingers behind you, stretch the knuckles towards the floor as you draw the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in, and then as we exhale, folding forward once again. Little softness in the knees if you need, but let the head and neck just release towards the ground as you lift the hands up away from the back and lift the knuckles up towards the sky. Let gravity take hold of your arms and let those arms slowly begin to fall towards the floor behind you, so overhead. One more slow, deep breath. This is such a lovely stretch. And then lower the hands to the ground underneath your shoulders. Wonderful. Walk the hands all the way to the front mat again. Spinning on the balls of the feet. Let's just lower the hips down for a low lunge. Look forwards. Oh, it's so nice to open the hips, huh? Pyramid pose. Lift the hips up and back. Straighten that front leg. Bow down over your left leg. Low lunge once again. Inhale, look forwards. Pyramid pose, hips up and back. Press the back heel towards the floor. Last time, come forward again to low lunge, hands on the floor. And then exhale, three-legged dog. So left leg kicks up behind you. Bend the left knee deeply. Open the left knee up like a book. And either stay here or you can add your little wild thing on this side by dropping the left foot over towards the right. Pressing through the glutes. Wonderful, wonderful. Then spin all the way back around. Lifting that left leg back up for three-legged dog. And then exhale, step the left foot all the way forward between the hands. And let's lower the back knee down. Low lunge, look forward, opening out through that front hip. Exhale, half splits pose. So hips go back, toes lift up. Again, inhale, come forward, back knee stays down, just opening through the hips. And then exhale, half splits, hips travel back. Inhale, come forward again. Lift the back knee up off the floor. We're going to prepare for warrior three here. So when you're ready, bring the hands underneath the chest, prayer position. Hop forward onto that left foot, so just shorten your stance. And then when you feel ready, begin to drop the head and shoulders towards the floor as that back leg lifts up. So you're trying to create a T position, the letter T with your body here. So right toes point down, press through that right heel, tummy lifting. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I know this is a challenge for the glutes. One more breath. Wonderful. Lower the right foot down alongside the left. Just take your moment, come up to standing. When you're ready, lift the right knee up in front of you, just hover the knee, Flex the right toes. Keep the core engaged. And then take the right knee out to the side, again helping to strengthen the hips, the muscles and tissues around your hips. Breathe. Coming into tree pose, your version of tree on this side. So wherever you want to place that right foot, really squeeze through the left glutes here. Use the strength of that left leg to keep you strong and steady in this pose. Hands can stay in front of your chest or reaching up to the sky. Again, it's your choice. Wherever you are, just make sure you soften the neck and relax the shoulders. Well done. One more breath here. This helps to really strengthen the bones in our leg. We're going to prepare for half moon pose. So let's start by lifting the right knee up in front of you. Find your balance. And if you wobble and fall over, it doesn't matter. Come back, just find your place again. And then for half moon, we're going to slowly stretch that right leg behind us, toes pointing down, and then bring the left hand down to the floor or onto a block. Okay, taking it slowly again, right hand onto right hip. Draw the right shoulder back so that right hip stacks on top of the left. And then if you wish, lift the right arm up to the sky. So the right toes are flexing back towards you. Take one more slow deep breath here. And then finding your warrior two once again. So back heel touches the floor. Warrior two, sink nice and low into your legs. And then straighten that left leg. Spin the left toe forward, but again, wide leg forward fold. So this time you're going to bring hands onto the hips, take a deep breath in as you draw the shoulders back, and then exhale, folding forward nice and slow. Now let's bring the hands to the floor once again, and this time we're going to hold opposite ankle, or even hold the big toes, whichever you can reach, and then just relax head and neck down to the floor again. So give the head a little shake, and just lifting shoulder blades up away from the neck. Now you should have a little bit of weight in the balls of the feet in this pose, so don't rock onto the heels. Let's take another couple of breaths in and out here. A nice inversion. It gives the heart a little bit of a rest when we go upside down. Okay, hands onto the floor underneath you, and then walk the hands all the way around to the top of the mat. Wonderful, wonderful. Step back to plank pose. Find your nice strong plank. And either lower down in chaturanga or knees to the floor first. Roll the elbows in, tummy lifting to your spine. And then very slowly use the arm muscles here to slowly lower you down. Lovely. Untuck the toes. Lift the head and shoulders for cobra. You can do a little low cobra or high cobra. Just depends how your back is. And then exhale, roll back down. Wonderful. Tuck all 10 toes under. Press back up to downward facing dog or child's pose. If you want to take a little breather, come into child's pose. But find your down dog if this is where you are. Take a couple of breaths in and out before we start the final sequence. Wonderful. Come forward to plank pose. Nice strong plank. Tummy lifting. Lift the right foot up off the floor just a couple of inches and hold. Lovely. Draw the right knee forward towards the chest, rounding through the upper back. And then step the right foot between the hands. Lovely. We're going to come up to high lunge again, so take your time. Coming up to high lunge when you're ready. Relax neck and shoulders. And then adding that little twist in once again. So right arm back, left arm forward, look to the right. Now you don't have to do this next bit, you can stay where you are. But if you wanted to add a layer, take the right hand onto the back of the left thigh, reach the left arm up and back. Nice opening for the side of the body. And then finding high lunge once again, both arms up by the ears. Lovely. Hands down in front of the chest. We're going to come into warrior three once again. So shorten your stance, hop that back leg forward. Take your time, take your time. And when you feel ready, come up to warrior three. So that T shape with the body again, left toes pointing down, relaxing neck and shoulders, tummy lifting. One more breath, well done. Lower the left foot to the floor, we're coming up into preparing for tree pose. So lift the left knee up in front of you. Right leg nice and strong. And then take the left foot onto the inside edge of the right thigh or the inside of the calf, again, whichever is your version of tree pose. Hands in front of chest or reaching up towards the sky again. Yogi's choice. Do what feels good for you today. Relax the neck and shoulders. One more breath. And then from here, coming into half moon pose. So hands down in front of the chest, lift the left knee up in front of you, and then slowly begin to kick that left leg back behind you as you bring the right hand down to the floor or onto your block. Draw the left shoulder back and roll your left hip on top of the right, and the left arm can reach up if you wish. You don't have to, it's just an option. One more breath. And then finding warrior two, back heel down onto the floor, finding warrior two. Reverse warrior. Cartwheel your hands down either side of that front foot. And then lift the back heel up, coming into easy twist. So left hand stays on the floor, lift the right arm up to the sky. Look up to that thumb if your neck is happy, or otherwise look down to the floor if you prefer. Now again, you can stay here, or you can add a little side plank. So just grip the mat with your left hand. If you're going to do side plank, grip the mat, and then spin onto the outside edge of that left foot. Take the right leg, lost my balance. Take the right leg, stack it on top of the left foot, or even have the right foot on the floor in front of the left. Whichever again feels good for you today. Lift the hips up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Grip the floor with your left fingers. And again, if you wanted to add a little wild thing here, you could drop the right toes over to the right hand side and do a little wild thing in this side plank. Oh, it feels good to open the body. Wonderful. Come back and find your plank pose once again and lift that right leg up to the sky. Well done. Pigeon pose next. So right knee comes forwards, bringing it down to the floor behind that right wrist. And the right foot is in line with the left wrist. Now slide the left leg back behind you so your hips lower. And stay up here either in a high pigeon, you could come into a low pigeon, or if pigeon isn't great on your knees, can I recommend you do deer pose instead. So the right leg stays where it is, but you bend the left leg, the left knee back behind you, and you stay upright. This takes away a lot of pressure on that right knee. So this would be deer pose. So whether or not you're in deer pose or pigeon pose, just take a couple of breaths. One more breath. And whichever version you're in, bring the hands back in front of you. We're going to lift that right leg up behind you for three-legged dog. So just stretch out, straighten that right leg. And then find downward facing dog with the right leg finding the floor. Take a breath or two. We're just going to repeat that last sequence on the other side. So last time, coming into plank pose. Let the left leg float up just an inch. Draw the left knee towards the chest, round up through the spine. And then left foot between the hands. Take your time, come up to high lunge. So when you're ready, press the back heel away from you. Lifting the arms by the ears, take a couple of breaths. And then adding a little twist. So left arm back, right arm forward. Look out towards the left. Now again, you can stay here or add another layer. Take the left hand, rest it on the back of the right thigh, and reach the right arm up and back, just to really open through the right side of the body. Lovely, one more breath. And then high lunge once again, both arms by the ears. Finding your warrior two on this side. Reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel the hands either side of that front foot. Lift the back heel up off the floor. Coming into easy twist. So left arm up to the sky. Again, you can stay here or adding in side plank, Vasisthasana. So if you want to add side plank in, grip the floor with your right fingers and then very slowly stacking the left foot on top of the right. Or as I said, you can have the left foot on the floor in front of the right. Adding that little wild thing here if you wish by taking the left leg behind. One more breath. Well done everyone, lower the left hand down to the floor. Kick the left leg back up to three-legged dog. Coming into your pigeon pose. Left knee down behind the left wrist. Left foot in line with the right wrist. Slide the right leg back. And either stay here in a nice high pigeon, or again you can come down onto your forearms, or deer pose if that's the option for you. So you just bend that back leg and just stay upright, a little less pressure on the knees. But it's still a lovely way just to open out through the hip. So it's a good alternative to pigeon pose. Take a couple of breaths in and out wherever you are. One more breath. Lovely. Hands down onto the floor. We're going to kick this left leg up behind you. Little three-legged dog again, just to stretch the leg out. And then find downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out in down dog. Lovely, nearly finished. Lower the knees to the ground. Sit back on the heels, we're preparing for camel pose. So we're going to come up onto our knees, toes are tucked under. And bring the hands onto your lower back. Now I personally prefer to have my fingers pointing up my back, but if you want to have your fingers pointing down, that's fine. But we're going to start here with the hands on the lower back. Everybody draw the elbows towards one another to open through the chest. And this might be as far as you want to go. This is totally fine. This is a good starting point to learn camel pose. So in the back bends, you want to squeeze the glutes. Lift the belly button up towards the ribs, and I said you can stay here in this version, or if you wanted to go a little deeper you could take the hands down and rest them on the heels. I find this way more comfortable than the first version. And just keep remembering to draw the shoulders back. Hips come forward in the full camel pose. And again, your choice, you can either keep looking forward with the neck, or you can drop the head back. I personally prefer to keep looking forward. But if you like to drop your head back, please go ahead, do that if that feels good for you, if you normally do it. But keep squeezing the glutes, lifting the sternum up towards the ceiling. Lovely arch through the lower back. One more breath. And then we're going to come out of this. Slowly lower your hips down to your heels. Hands onto the floor, untuck the toes and find child's pose. Bring the forehead to the ground or onto a block, or even stack your fists and rest the forehead on your stacked fists. But just take a few breaths here, allow your lower back just to ease out after those back bends. So breathe into the back of your ribs, breathe into your lower back. And you can either finish here if you need to carry on with your day, or if you have just another moment or two, another minute or two, come up from your child's pose, swing your legs around and find a comfortable seated pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. We're just going to finish with a seated twist on both sides. So lift the arms up, Exhale, left hand behind you, right arm towards your left knee. Lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, take your gaze all the way back behind you. Now don't force yourself in these twists. Don't try and push your way around. Just very gently rotating of the spine whilst you keep lifting up to the crown of the head all the while. One more deep breath in and out. Lovely. And then release your twist. Just face the front of the mat again. Inhale, lift the arms up. Let's just do our little seated twist on the other side. So lengthen up through the spine before you rotate. And again, avoid the temptation to push yourself round. If you want to deepen your twist, the way you do it is you walk your back hand further over towards the left hand side and you peel that right shoulder back a little more. That's how you deepen your twists rather than pushing against your legs. One more breath. Wonderful. And release that little twist. Come and face the top of your mat. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Relax the neck and shoulders. Close the eyes if you're happy to do so. And just allow a few moments here of stillness. Just allowing the benefits of your practice to be absorbed into the body. And bow down towards your fingers. Bow down to the highest point within you. And may the peace of yoga stay with you. I wish you peace in your heart. I wish you peace in your mind. And I wish you peace in your body always. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.